Right, lady. Thank you. I want to share something with you from the Diary of St. Faustina for reasons why we can have hope, okay? Because as far as I'm concerned, and I know many others, after you're through watching the news, if you watch it, I'm not uplifted at all. I mean, I am brought to tears, and it's very heavy these days especially. So I'm going to share a reflection with you. Okay, so in entry 309, St. Faustina teaches us, before heaven and earth, before all choirs of angels, before the most holy Virgin Mary, before the powers of heaven, I declare to the one triune God today, in union with Jesus Christ, Redeemer of souls, I make a voluntary offering of myself for the conversion of sinners, especially for those souls who have lost hope in God's mercy. This offering consists in my accepting with total subjection to God's will all the sufferings, fears, and terrors which sinners are filled. In return, I give them all the consolations which my soul receives from my communion with God. In a word, I offer everything for them: holy masses, holy communion, penances, mortifications, prayers. I do not fear the blows of divine justice, because I am united with Jesus, oh my God. In this way, I want to make amends to you, for the souls that do not trust in your goodness. I hope against hope, all hope, in the ocean of your mercy. My Lord and my God, my portion forever. I do not base this act of oblation on my own strength, but on the strength that flows from the merits of Jesus Christ. I will daily repeat this act of self-oblation by pronouncing the following prayer, which you yourself have taught me, Jesus. O blood and water which gushed forth from the heart of Jesus, as a font of mercy for us, I trust in you. So today, on your phone, whatever device you carry around, you may have at home, in your pocket, whatever, you can hear all kinds of bad news. This is the good news. And this is much more powerful and bigger and stronger and truthful than this. I didn't think that up by myself, I'll tell you. I heard it from an awesome priest while I was on retreat. And he was talking about in his homily, when he did that, he was talking about in his homily how he had come across an article about this elderly gentleman who was like 100 years old. And he was being interviewed by a reporter who was asking him, out of all these years, in all of the wisdom that you have gained over all of these days of your life, what do you think about the COVID situation? And so he said, well, young man, I lived through the Great Depression. I lived through polio, diphtheria, the Vietnam War, the impeachment of a president, impeachment of a president, and much, much more. I have hope, and I am here because of this book. I don't listen to and count on the news and the junk that comes out of here. There is a lot of wisdom in that. You can't put your head in the sand and be buried away from all things going on in the world. But the scriptures teach us there's a time and a season for all things. And my friends, my brothers and sisters in Christ, those who have hope in Jesus, the divine mercy, we need to keep a balance in all of these things. We cannot fill our homes with bad news. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize the difference between the effect that an hour or a half hour of being bombarded with bad news, the effect it has on us compared to playing some beautiful music. I'm not talking about hard rock, crazy stuff like that. Good music, a little rock and roll, good music. The effect that it has on us. Good music uplifts us. Bad news continuously being poured into our spirits has also a very negative effect. Yeah, we want to hear a little bit about what's going on in the world because we are called, like St. Faustina, to pray with great confidence in the hope that is Jesus Christ. Just like the man who went through the Great Depression and diphtheria and polio in the Vietnam War that seemed to be never ending. The impeachment of Nixon, President Nixon. You know, all of these things covered in a lifetime, going to the moon. The man has great hope. He's in great spirits because he blocks out the stuff of the world. And his focus is on the hope of the Lord. As it should be for us. We will get through COVID. You know, I hear, just last week, I heard, we're in these last days, we're in the last times. Stock up, make sure you have enough, whatever. I know people that have cleared out their IRAs and all of that stuff and purchased toilet paper and canned goods and artificial whatever kind of food that you can buy in containers, and their basement is from ceiling to floor. Marriage in troubles because of this money and I don't see happiness in that. I don't see any hope. I'm just going to give you a little bit of truth here. If we are in the last days, don't be thinking about toilet paper, friends. There's lots of things you can wipe your tushy on out there if you had to. Think about the Lord. And if it is the last day, which it is not, I don't believe that it is. If it is, and it should happen to be your last day, then my prayer would be, let it be swift. Let it be swift. Take me, take my family, let it be swift. That would be my prayer. And it would be my prayer for everyone of God's children. And I would be trusting in His mercy wholeheartedly. And this is what we have to grow in. Not having our focus on bad news, because COVID will pass. Something else 100 years from now is going to come up. Who knows? Not one of us knows if it's going to be our end time tonight, or an hour from now, or next year, or 20 years, whatever the case is. Who cares? Who cares? If we are in alignment with the way of the Lord, we have nothing to fear. I had COVID, I had shingles, all kinds of stuff. Probably won't be the last things, So I cough a little once in a while, whatever. I got through it. It was terrible. I got through it. Some didn't. So many more did. Let's focus on the ones that did. Let's stay in alignment with the way of the Lord, having great hope for what we know He has done. Miracles happen all the time. Great blessings happen all the time. We should have grateful hearts for the blessings that we receive every day. Getting out of bed, putting our own underwear on, being able to go to the beauty shop, being able to drive a nice car or any car. How much do we need? How much do we need? No amount of anything will fulfill us. What is fulfilling is when we're in the right place with the Lord. Following the way of the Lord is not giving up everything you love. It's the opposite of that. When you follow the way of the Lord, you find joy in your everyday life. Even sickness. Even sickness. It is when we are down, when we are sick, that Christ is most intimately united to us. When a little TMI, and I'm not going to go into any details here, but I had to have a procedure done last week. And, you always had to be put under and stuff, so you always kind of, worry about that stuff. It's like, oh, Lord, and I've been through so much, so I'm sure I was a little hypersensitive to the whole scene again and whatever. But I just asked and I prayed, Lord, I'm offering this for what's going on in the world, for those whose lives are in danger today, whatever the case may be, whatever my intentions, new vocations to our women's community. And Lord, just bless the doctors, nurses, whatever, who are taking care of me, and let me give glory to you. And, I woke up, and a lady said to me, the nurse, one of the ladies taking care of me, was saying to me how, I bet you're going to go out for breakfast. And I said, yeah. Where are you going to go? Oh, I have no idea. Whatever's on the way, someplace. Where do you live? Oh, I live on the premises of the Shrine of the Divine Mercy. Oh, you mean that place on Beaconsfield? You live there? What do you do? I said, I'm the foundress of the ministry. Oh my gosh, tears all over. She's calling everybody, and you don't want a whole lot of people in your hospital room when you're having procedures done. But anyway, I went past, and they all started sharing things, and oh my goodness, what an honor, and just keep me in your prayers. And one lady just really wanted prayer because her husband passed away, and her 25-year-old son was having such a loss, such a sorrow in his heart, missing his father. And, we think about all these things, right? Now reflecting back on it, I thought, look how God set this up. The lady that took care of me was here just a couple of weeks ago and felt so honored. And I thought, Lord, nothing could have made me happier knowing that I had someone taking care of me that is a praying person that had even topped that, been here to the shrine in a group. You see, when we put our heart and our trust in the Lord, He directs the path. And He directs the path. And that has to be our focus. Let everything we do align to the very best of our ability, God bless you, with the will of God. God bless you. Let everything we do. And don't think things are impossible. If you have to overcome sin, some kind of sin, or a vice, or some obstacle, and you think, I keep doing the same thing over and over, pray. Bring this before the Lord and give Him that sin. Ask God for the grace. Ask God for grace, because grace is like holy rain from heaven. And it just permeates. And if we have a purity of intention, if we're serious about it, I want to be better, and I keep falling into this sin or this materialism or, maybe too much drinking or whatever the case may be, and talking too much, gossip, whatever it is, it's not bigger than God. It's not bigger than God, right? His grace is sufficient for us. And it supersedes any kind of earthly joy that you can think. I mean, the most, whatever, I'm not into cars, but the most amazing car, the most amazing home, the most amazing clothes, the most beautiful jewelry, the most beautiful purse, I don't know, the most, it pales in comparison to the greatness that God gives us, the joy in the very simple things in life. It pales. These things become superficial. And the closer you get to the Lord,
the more you realize it. Not that I don't like a nice car or nice shoes or some things. Yeah, if I don't have it, I don't have it. If I got other shoes, I have whatever. My vehicle drives, it's so cheap on gas, I love it. There's so many things to be thankful for in life. We don't need a lot of stuff. We need the Lord, and He'll direct our path. He'll put people in your path to help you with whatever we need help with. It's a beautiful world. We're called to pray for the ones that are sick and for suffering and what's going on in the world, and offer our penances, our headaches, backaches, whatever our problem. Offer it up on behalf, O blood and water which gushed forth from the heart of Jesus. Let that permeate our cells, our whole body, to bring healing and peace for us, our families, and the whole world, and its power. God bless us. God bless our families. Thank you so much for being here today.